Hey everyone, Eugene here. Hope you're all well. Today I have for you Guerlain's latest exclusive offering. This is Lui. So kind of a lot of mixed reviews in general on this, and even my first impressions weren't the greatest, and I was kind of reluctant to pick this up. But now that I have and gotten to spend some time, I'm just going to come out and say straight away, I think it's a complete masterpiece, the pinnacle of Thierry Wasser's perfuming career, as well as Delphine Gel, who was a co-perfumer on this. I know not a lot of people will agree, and like I said, my initial impressions on this weren't the greatest, coupled with a pricey price tag at almost $5 a mil. I was kind of reluctant to pick it up, but you know, eventually it took me about a month or so, and I said I'm just not going to underestimate Thierry Wasser. I know there's more to this perfume than what I experienced, you know, just the first time from sampling it. Thierry Wasser's never really disappointed me. There's been a couple times where I've actually gone and worn his perfumes and I wasn't really impressed the first or second time, but I've ended up loving all of them. And as far as I'm concerned, I have to say, I think he is, as active perfumers there are today, he's got to be by far one of my favorites, and I'd even go as far as to say one of the best, as he studied and mentored and apprenticed under the best perfumer before him in Jean-Paul Guerlain, regardless of what you think of him personally, who has Jean-Paul himself studied and mentored and apprenticed under the best perfumer before him in his father, Jacques Guerlain. So you pretty much have three generations of great perfuming skills behind Thierry Wasser and his newest creation. And this creation itself gives me high hopes for what, you know, we can expect to see in the future from this brand. As a lot of the things in the past, I mean, not that they were bad, but they are not perfumes that we would expect from such a revered and storied franchise or brand. So anyway, some of the comments that I've heard on Lui have been, one in particular stuck out. It stood out, and it was from a friend of mine, and she just kind of said, it's nice, but it's just kind of like elevator music to her. And I totally understand the meaning of this, and I kind of felt the same way myself. But after getting to experience Lui, like, just spraying it on the skin or on a blotter isn't enough. It just kind of like doesn't turn into anything. But once it goes on skin, for me, it just pure magic. It just develops, and it has technically it's a very sound perfume. The opening actually sets you up for a mid, sets you up for a base down. There's constant development. It just comes at you in layers. It's not one-dimensional or two-dimensional. You're always picking up different notes and the chords. It's got gorgeous nuances to it. And so yeah, she referred to this as elevator music, and I kind of agreed. But after getting to know Lui, I thought, man, this is like really good elevator music in probably, you know, the classiest hotel that you can be in, like let's say the Ritz-Carlton or something, and you're dressed in your finest tuxedo with a bow tie and a beautiful woman on your arms, going up to the penthouse hotel with not elevator music on, but maybe the Beatles playing, and you're just going up for a nightcap. So it's really classy, it's very subtle, it's really well put together. That's the first thing that I noticed. So it's not a very loud or obnoxious perfume at all. And a lot of people have referred to this as a skin scent, and I get that too. But for me, I've had nothing but really, really good performance out of this. Let's get into the notes and what it smells like. So Louis is all about benzoin, and benzoin is it's derived from tree bark, and what it is, it's a dark, it's a base note that's often, it's used with ambers and vanillas, and you'll often hear a perfume with a base of benzoin, amber, and vanilla. It's got ambery qualities, it's got vanillic qualities. It could be used with tonka bean, which I kind of pick up all of those things in this perfume. But it's also got other really interesting and cool nuances like smoke. It's used with incense, very dark. It could be dry, earthy. So, and those are all things that I pick up in Louis. It opens up to me, it's very smoky and incensey. I'm getting a very dry, masculine, spicy note of clove, which is also a main note in this, along with carnation. So the carnation in here is very dry, it's very leathery, it's a very floral perfume. And I kind of think, even though it's floral, it does kind of lean to the masculine side. There's also quite a bit of vanilla in here. The vanilla is very warm, it's very inviting. With vanilla, there is, it's the base, you're gonna find a very gummy, balsamic, resinous accord. You're gonna get some creamy woods, very vanillic, creamy woods. So the whole thing, you know, in the dry down, it kind of reminds me, I know it probably wasn't meant to be this way, but I kind of get like this chocolatey, gourmandish, coffeed myrrh vibe. So it's very rich, it's kind of thick, but not very loud, and doesn't really leave a huge, it doesn't really jump off of my skin, but like the blurb on the Guerlain website, it leaves a beautiful trail. I will totally agree with that. To me, I can pick up my own trail, like I'll take a couple steps and then go back in the opposite direction, and I can feel the cloud, the trail, you know, just falling to the ground where I had just taken my last steps. So very interesting, very well put together. I gotta give Thierry Wasser and Delphine Jelk a whole lot of credit. I'm very impressed with this. I'm blown away by how well put together this is compared to some of the recent offerings that we've had from this brand. I'm just gonna put this aside for a second. And these are all kind of things that I was ho-hum about and wasn't really crazy about, like we have here from the Arts and Materials, both Neroli Outrenoir and Joyeuse Tuberose, which are exclusives. Didn't really care for them a whole lot. Now I appreciate them a whole lot more than I did, but they are nowhere near the class or just the offering that Louis is. We have here also Oud Essentiel and Le Petit Robe Noir Black Perfecto. Also, you know, just things that I was ho-hum about. I appreciate it a lot more now after getting to know them, and just kind of a way to say that Thierry Wasser's never really disappointed me. Just because I haven't loved these right from the beginning. I do love them all now, but that's kind of why I gave Louis a chance. So some things that Louis kind of brings up for me is, why is it housed in, you know, this one bottle? Let me show you guys the bottle, because it is actually beautiful. So it's a very dark black bottle, matte finish. Actually, it's a glossy finish. It's just gorgeous. It's stunning. It's a 50 ml bottle. There's a little bit of information there for you. Okay, 50 ml bottle, very small bottle. I've got batch code 7Q01 and it is Eau de Parfum. Nothing really on the atomizer. Kind of wish there would have been a Guerlain logo there, but you can see it's just, you know, the typical Guerlain atomizer. So it is a stunning bottle, and it is a throwback to the old 1920s Liu. So don't get confused with that. Liu spelled L-I-U. Instead, it's the Jacques Guerlain floral aldehydic perfume. So this is a throwback to that bottle, which is now housed in the woman's B bottle, the Parisien's bottle. So I kind of feel like this would have easily, I'm not sure if you can see this collection here behind me. We got Lupin, Chamade, Heroes, and Derby. And that's Arsène Lupin, and this is Arsène Lupin. Sorry, that's, yeah, Arsène Lupin Vuillu. And here is just Arsène Lupin. This is the masculine Les Parisiens bottles. Okay, gorgeous bottles. Comes in this purple juice. Wood framed, of course. These are 100 ml bottles. This one is actually discontinued. And I see a lot of reference from Liu in Lupin and Derby. Very dry, very masculine, floral, incensey, resinous, leathery. You know, I get all those vibes in Louis. From Derby, you got that spicy carnation. So I also get, you know, that vibe too. And I almost feel like this could have come in a Les Parisiens bottle, and it would have fit nicely on, you know, on the desk next to these two, or in between these two actually. But unfortunately, and not unfortunately, because this is a beautiful flacon in itself, it comes, you know, on its own. So I'm almost thinking, are they going to start another collection here, you know, with Louis being the first, or some other ideas actually popped in my head. One being, a few years back, let's say about 4 years back, 3 years back maybe, they released an exclusive called Mon Exclusive, and it was kind of a market, it was a test run for, you know, a mainstream designer perfume called now Mon Guerlain, as we know. So they use that to test on, you know, customers that would come in boutique. They get feedback, and from that, they've kind of tweaked it a bit and released Mon Guerlain. So I'm kind of wondering, are they going to use this as a test, as a market test for a future, let's say, masculine perfume for, you know, mainstream men? And if they were to do something like that, that would be absolutely wonderful, because I think this is something I'd love to see Guerlain release, mass-produced, in designer, you know, with very accessible to people all over. I think everybody should get to smell this. I think, you know, within due time, it's going to get its merit. People are going to realize it is truly better than what it's being reviewed to be today. Anyway, as far as performances, it is kind of on the lighter side. It's not very obnoxiously loud. It's not loud at all. It's subtle and it's classy. And let's say, like, if you've smelt a Montal or a Mancera, they're very, like, if you were to pay attention to the molecules that you're smelling, that are you're inhaling, they're coming in through your nose, they're very big and they're very resinous, and they come in very rough, and at the same time they throw out very far. They're very big performance, very big projection. Now when you smell this, it's very, the molecules are very tight, they're very compact, they're very small. It's like they almost don't even have a size. It's almost just they enter very easily, and it's so well put together. And it's the same way you know, they don't throw out very much. They're just very, you know, light and airy and almost transparent like. They just kind of float in the air around you, which I really like. I'm kind of over those very big punchers that, you know, suffocate everybody in the room around you. I don't know really what else I can tell you that I haven't said already. So, you kind of touched on the price. It's about $5 per mil, which I think is absolutely outrageous. So it's almost like the second most expensive Guerlain exclusive. I think priced per mil, you're looking, it's the second behind Le Bouquet de la Marie, which is, you know, almost $10 a mil or something crazy like that. I'm talking in Canadian dollars. Yeah, oh, pear is listed. No, I can't remember ever picking up much pear in here, or fruit in fact. Just a lot of smoke. It's dark. It's kind of mysterious, smoky, incensey, resinous, balsamic. Very classy, very elegant, and just dries down to a very beautiful oriental. That's pretty much what I get. So that's Guerlain Louis. If you've smelt it, I'd love to know what, you know, what kind of performance or what kind of experience you've had with Louis. As personally, I love it. I think it's, you know, up until now, Thierry Wasser's greatest release with Guerlain, and if this is what we can expect in the future, I'm all in. I love it. 5 out of 5 for me. Perfect fragrance. That's it for now, and we'll see you again soon.